Do you want to see how far I can squirt? Hold on.
Hell yeah, I want to see how far you could squirt.
Just like look at like, it keeps coming. It keeps going. It is so much squirt. There's so much there.
Welcome back to another episode of Hotter Ones. I am your host, Ashley Matheson, and today I am joined by the lovely...
You're so close. You almost got it.
Adelia.
Yeah.
Yes, oh my God, I got it. Because you know what? It's just because we've been talking about you and like coming on the podcast for a while, and we've been calling you like Adelia.
That's so a lot of people do. When I used to do pageants, I remember I was like 4 or 5 years old and they kept saying Adelia and I did not know that was me. So like they were like Adelia, and they were like, go up. I'm like
that's cool though, because you do have like a different name.
Yeah.
It's not Ashley. That's my name. Every other girl. Like,
well, to be fair, my name was Leanne, and then I was like, fuck that peasant name, and I just switched it up. I switched it to my middle.
I love that. Suits you very well. So, what do you want the fans to know?
Oh God, I do a lot of mushrooms. I love dubstep. Dubstep makes me really horny. I just lost my 2.5 year peen celibacy, and I like to fuck girls.
Yay!
Yeah,
oh my God.
Yeah.
So wait, when you say you lost your 2.5 year peen celibacy, so you had peener?
I just had peen for my 27th birthday. Yeah.
How was it?
Okay, first time back, because like 2.5 years no peen, right?
Yeah.
Hurt like a bitch. Like
I
was bleeding for like a little bit after that.
God.
And then second time, like that man, he can't last for shit. But his fingers, he really cares about making me come. Like, oh, it's so nice. Like I came like 4 times, I think, the second time we fucked, just from his fingers, and another time from his dick. But he came pretty fast. And then he took a boner pill the last time we fucked, because like he doesn't live here. He lives in Portland. And then he lasted a solid like 10 minutes, and I'm like, go you Slater.
Even with boner.
Well, okay, to be fair, he actually didn't come. He just
tapped out.
Yeah, he was like, he literally in the video, if y'all buy it and watch it, he was like, this was a marathon, not a race. And I masturbate to it all the time. And he's like, he's so silly. He's such a silly little goober.
I love that. Was there a reason for your peener celibacy?
I just never felt sexually safe with men. And he was honestly probably the first guy that I felt like sexually safe with in like years. So yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah. If I didn't cry in front of him like the first time he saw me naked, I don't think I would have fucked him.
That's true love.
Yeah, like,
true
well,
love,
we're not in love. We love each other.
That's true lust.
Yeah, like, yes. No, we really love each other as like people. It's just like, we are also just like friends who fuck.
Yeah, good for you.
Kind of have feelings for each other, but like,
I love that. I love that. I feel like that makes for like good plot. Like that thickens your plot a little bit.
I'm proud of myself for like taking things slow and not wanting to like jump to like, let's date, because like, no, there's no reason for that.
Yeah. Getting right into it. So we kind of talked about it, but you said you were from LA, grew up here. What was your upbringing like? You talked a bit about pageants, all that stuff.
My mom put me in pageants at the ripe age of like 4 years old, I think. And then I've been Miss California 3 times. Yeah, I am royalty.
I was just gonna say, I'm sitting in front of a celebrity right now.
However, I still have very deep-rooted insecurities. Because it's like pageants. Let's just say, like, you do a pageant, you get scores at the end of them. So it's like these judges are basically saying, this is what this girl did that you did not do. This is what I didn't like about your personality. This is what I didn't like about your look. From like a very young age, I'm like, okay, so like if this girl's hot, that means I'm not hot. And this girl has something that I don't have, which means that I'm ugly. It's just like, that's kind of it. I have a lot of trauma from that.
I get that. I grew up modeling for like at a young age, and I would honestly say that pageantry is arguably worse for your self-esteem, because at least with modeling, it's like you don't book a job, you don't see the other people that end up booking the job, or measurements, whatever. But to like actually be up on a stage and like be scored in real time and like have other people competing and you're seeing them, that would be so poor for the developmental mind. Like,
oh yeah. And like my mom to this day is like, you loved doing pageants. I'm like, I don't really excuse me.
Did
I think I liked winning. Like that was cool, but like I hated the actual pageants. Like I remember my favorite part was eating Domino's pizza and ice cream and like getting room service.
Was when the pageant ended.
Yeah, I'm like
that's crazy. Oh my God. So when did you stop doing pageantry?
I think when I was like 16, 17, and the only reason I got back into it when I was like 16, 17, I think it was 16, because 17 I spent my whole year of 17 in rehab. So snaps
That's
for me, because my parents sent me to rehab. I failed one drug test for weed, right?
Oh my God. And they sent you to rehab?
Yeah, because they were trying to catch me for years, and they just were never, because I didn't smoke weed consistently enough to be failing drug tests, and I just finally failed a drug test. Like there was one time my mom didn't believe that like my piss was in the cup, and half of it was piss, the other half was toilet water. She drank it to prove a point. She'll admit it to this day. Just to prove a point. And then she bought like one of those wooden chairs that like I feel like the colonizers used, that literally has like a hole in it where like people would pee in like a bucket. She would make me pee in that so that I could no longer put toilet water in it to like dilute it. And then she finally caught me, and then she sent me to rehab. And then as soon as I got out of rehab, like not even a few weeks later, I failed the drug test for coke, because everyone told me how cool coke was. They're like, you're here for rehab, you stupid pussy.
You smoked a joint?
Yeah, like try cocaine. And I was like, oh, say less. But I was like, I really sucked in my sophomore year of high school, and I'm like, how do I get an edge, you know? So I just signed up for all these extracurriculars. I started clubs, I did pageants. I'm like, anything to get me into colleges. And I went to University of Arizona anyways. I'm like, I didn't need to try that hard.
Good for you.
I did not need to.
And now we're putting that degree to work.
Yeah. I mean, I was a marketing major, so I really am.
Were you like doing social media when you were doing that? Okay, so what was that like?
So, oh God, there's so much to unpack here. But I started blowing up on Instagram for my rave. Like I've been big on raves forever. And then like I really I got every rave for free. I mean, this was like before the land of OnlyFans. I'm 27 years old. So this is when this was 2017, 2018 that I was like really blowing up. And every rave I got in for free. And I was like, I went to University of Arizona. I was partying. Like I was partying so fucking hard. And then like 2 weeks after I my junior year ended at college, someone printed out pics of my Instagram and put them on my dad's car. And then he made me delete that whole Instagram, and I went through like a crisis my senior year, like an alcoholic crisis. But then I was obviously on a lot of Molly right there, and it was a great time. And that was my introduction to raving, and then Instagram, and then everything that ever made me money.
Love that.
Yeah.
What kind of rave? Are you doing house? Are you doing dubstep?
No, I do dubstep. I specifically rhythm. I love fucking rhythm. I love whole. I love YDG is really good if you like rap and dubstep. It's like a really good mix of the two. It's like one of my sexual fantasies to like fuck. Oh, actually, I'm about to complete that in like a week. Oh my God, yes, later. Daddy. I'm camping for Base Canyon, so
that'll be fun.
I've always wanted to fucking like feel the bass when you're camping, and just like the vibrations just stimulate that clit.
Yes,
because I get so horny to dubstep. I get so horny. Like if a guy is ever having trouble making me come,
you're
or
like,
a girl. No,
I'm sorry. That's so funny. Just picturing, just hit play and then.
Yeah. No. It's a thing. If my like long-term subscribers, like they know my content. Like if people used to like sub to my lives all the time on OnlyFans, it's like if I was having trouble coming, like I would have to blast a dubstep drop, and I would almost always come to the drop.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know what? I kind of feel that when music is on and I'm like having sex, I need to come at like a climax part of the song. Like I can't just like come like random part through the verse. Like it either has to be like a beat drop, the chorus, like something like that. Switching up topics. To a bold one. You were raised Christian.
Yeah.
How was that?
Awful.
Has that affected how you see
Worst
the world
experience
today?
ever. Like,
elaborate a bit.
Like Christianity, and this is actually something I talk a lot with my therapist about, is Christianity teaches you that you're born a sinner and you have to like ask Jesus for forgiveness for whatever the fuck you've done in your life. And I'm like, so you are basically taught from a young age that you were born not enough, and you have to spend your whole life trying to make up to this fake Jesus or fake God. I mean, Jesus existed. There's like proof of that, but like, you know, I don't think he is what everyone thinks he is. But like, you have to apologize for the rest of your life to this God for being born the way that you're born. Like that just from a young age teaches you that you're not enough. It makes you struggle with your confidence, blah, blah, blah. And like also just with Christianity, there's some of the most judgmental, hypocritical people I've ever met. Like neither of my parents are necessarily good people. I think that they like to do good things for the community to like kind of brag to the church about the stuff they're doing. But like, it's like if I'm doing stuff for the community, it's because I genuinely want to like do it and help people. I don't really see that with my parents. And like the church is also like someone from the church is the one who sent my dad my OnlyFans. Like the church has, I remember when I started having sex and I was like very open and honest about like what I was doing in my life. It was just like I was getting talks from so many like people just like pulling me aside being like, I just really like don't want you to go to hell. And like even looking at me as like a third grader, right? Like they taught me in third grade that I basically got brownie points of God if I try to convert people. So it's like I'm taking accountability, but it's like I was in third grade. I would basically try to like bully anyone who wasn't Christian, so like the Jewish kids, whatever, to come to church with me because I was so terrified that they would go to hell, and I didn't want any of my friends to go to hell. And like that's very cult-like mentality. That is such a like. So no. I understood why I got bullied back then. I should have, because I also did the bullying, but I didn't think it was bullying. I thought I was saving them from hell. And that's just like that's crazy.
Yeah, that is so crazy. I was raised Catholic.
Yeah.
And it's like you summed it up perfectly. You are born basically having to try to be enough for hypothetical whatever.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that turned me the most away from it was that every single thing in the Bible they take literally.
Okay.
And I'm not shitting on anyone. You believe in what you want to believe. Like
I'm shitting on everyone.
I genuinely like do not care. But here's my hottest take. Them being homophobic is literally so fucking funny to me, because in the Bible, the line that they repetitively tell people, this is why you shouldn't be gay, look, it says it right here, is
about pedos, right?
It's man shall not lay with boy.
Yeah. Pedo.
And they take that and they go, oh, no, people can't be gay. But they also are the most like known for all being pedophiles, and that's what the book was talking about. They weren't talking about being gay. God, if this happened, God said you have to love everyone equally, like you are within everyone, all these people. You just, be appropriate. Don't touch the little kids. And all of them damn priests and popes and this and that. Even at my church growing up, our priests slept with like two of the altar boys. That's
crazy.
And that's like a common thing that you see.
Yeah, especially
they're so hypocritical.
It's so hypocritical. And like so there was a study where basically they were like there were like straight guys who were like homophobic and straight guys who were homophobic and straight guys who were not homophobic, and like they played gay porn for both of them, right? The straight guys who were not homophobic had the least amount of arousal, and they were like, yeah, no, that's totally cool, dude, like whatever, and like their dicks were not getting hard. But the guys who were homophobic, they had the most arousal in the study. So it's like I think that's just proof that like you are questioning your sexuality if you're homophobic, and like there's a lot of self-hatred because of religion and like because of all this religious trauma that makes you hate yourself.
100%.
Because being that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's
crazy. No, I completely, I do think that most people who are homophobic are just like so not okay with like how they feel on the inside, so they project it.
And like transphobic too, like people who are like, well, you're making me feel like less than a woman by claiming you're a woman. I'm like, that's making you feel like less than a woman. Your womanhood is so fragile then. That's crazy.
I genuinely, my like motto, like my whole life has always been, I don't understand when it comes to race, when it comes to being homophobic, when it comes to like being against a religion, all this stuff. At the end of the day, like I wake up and I go to bed and none of that affects me at all. Yeah. It actually takes more effort for me to go out of my way to shit on somebody than just fucking leave it and respect it and be like, okay.
I will say though, like this is actually part of the reason that I want to like stop interviewing OnlyFans girls. I have lost respect for so many girls because everyone still likes to work with rapists and assaulters and bad people. And I'm like, where is our morality?
Oh yeah.
Where is our morality? And like, it's really made me feel isolated in the industry for a while. And like I used to collab with way more girls. I used to do way more. And it's like I'm still homies with a lot of these people who I don't think have the best moral judgment.
I almost feel like it can't be real the way that some of these girls act or the way that some of these girls speak about like their sexuality, having sex, or like being like a sexual figure. Like there's no respect. There's no like border in between like, okay, yes, I am online doing quite scandalous things, but I love a girl who does OnlyFans, does what she does, but still like is a proud woman and doesn't try to like belittle herself, make herself seem dumb, make herself seem like fuckable. Like at the end of the day, I know at least my subscribers, they love a strong woman. They love somebody confident. They love somebody who knows who they are, who respects other people. And such a common reoccurrence in this industry is women thinking that they want the opposite of that. They want these dumb bimbos who are just there for their man. I think blah, blah, blah.
Those girls get a lot of short-term subscribers, but not as much long-term.
No.
So it's like a lot of my subscribers have been there since day one because they love me.
Yes. Wouldn't love that.
Sexy. I'm like, but like, it's like those girls who are like, oh my God, I forgot to take out the trash. How can I ever repay you? And like, but I will say I love it when it's a sketch. Like if you make it funny.
Yeah, you could.
But that's
be a
also
character.
like you're using your brain for that.
Yeah.
You know?
All right. Well, switching topics again. What has been the most significant turning point in your career or your life that you think has led you to be where you are here?
Oh God. The most significant turning point in my life. Oh, it's when I took a few tabs of acid and then I decided to make my OnlyFans easy.
You were on acid when you decided to make your OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was on 2 tabs.
You are a very strong lady.
I was at a rave, of course. Feels like that's on brand, but it's when they were doing like the drive-through raves, right? So I was like at a drive-through rave. I took 2 tabs and like everyone kept commenting on my Instagram, like make an OnlyFans, make an OnlyFans, make an OnlyFans. And like I kept saying, no, I'm not going to exploit myself for money like that. I'm not going to like whatever. And then like I took 2 tabs of acid and it was almost like I was able to talk to my ego. And it was like, oh, wait, it's like that is just a projection of everything everybody's told me. And I was like, actually, I don't give a flying fuck.
When I started up my OnlyFans, I was at Disneyland and I was on mushrooms. And me and my friend were supposed to do mushrooms. We're waiting in line to go out on a ride. I eat the whole chocolate and I look over at my friend and they're holding the chocolate and they look at me and they go, I don't think I want to do this. And I was like, fuck, like I'm about to be tripping balls by myself. Like this is so bad. And then my manager sent me a text and said, hey, you need to fill out all of the info for your OnlyFans today, because like that week we were planning on launching it. And I had an existential crisis in my head. I feel I wasn't talking to my ego. I don't know who I was talking to, but I was like, I can't believe I'm doing this. And I'm like surrounded by little kids and like my inner child was like, help. It was horrible. But at the end of the day, OnlyFans, best decision ever. So when did you originally start yours?
2020, I think. It was like October of 2020. So this is about to be like my 4th year.
Oh, yeah. I wish I started it back then. That's when it was like you could really make it. Wasn't oversaturated yet.
It used to be, okay, I wouldn't say so easy, but okay, easy for me was like $80K in a month, right?
Yeah.
Hard for me was like $140 in a month, but that was still like, I work way harder now.
Tell me about your OnlyFans. Tell me about the content you make. Tell me about your collabs, how it's changed over the years, all that fun stuff.
So I hook up with a lot of girls on my OnlyFans. Actually, I used to hook up with a lot more. I just, again, like feeling sexually safe with people is like so important to me. So I'd rather like
difficult in this industry.
Yeah, I will not hook up with any male sex workers. I don't trust a single one of them. Even female sex workers, it's like I want a girl that I know like we'll hang out beforehand. Like we can cuddle after if I want to cuddle. We can talk if I want to talk. Like I just like want that. I don't know. I don't want to feel like an object. Like that's not fun. Yeah. I was making content with Slater, and then he is in Portland right now. So whenever next weekend, I'll probably, I don't know, depends on how fucked up we get at the concert. I'll be like, take a boner pill right now. So yeah, I have sex tapes with him. You can pay extra for one where I fart on him and I was dead inside after. And I was trying to squirt.
You do fart content?
No, I was trying to squirt. I was trying to squirt and I farted. So that was not on purpose and I died inside. Because, you know, like sometimes you're trying like, to push out the squirt and it just...
That was the stinkiest queef ever.
he knew right away that I farted. He was like, you cannot even hide that from me. But his reaction was so cute. Aww. It was
and like, you know what? Some people are into that.
He thought it was hilarious. Yeah. Yeah, he was like, that is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
I love that.
Yeah, like, again, I'm so comfortable and I feel so safe with him. Like, if I would have done that on my ex, I think he would have kicked me out. I think he genuinely would have kicked me out of his house.
Is your ex-boyfriend an OnlyFans creator?
No. He was a frat boy at the University of Arizona. Oh, yeah.
Can't trust him.
Oh, no, he was awful. He was an awful person. But, like, we're still on, like, decent terms because I'm, like, I feel like if you're on bad terms with your ex, like, you still kind of have feelings for them. And I feel like if you're at least on decent terms, like, you know, that kind of means you're over it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not on bad terms with any of my exes. Yeah. I just don't talk to them.
Exactly. Well, I sometimes do. But, like, because he'll be like, oh, all your content's gone off Reddit. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know you were poor all of a sudden. What happened to daddy's money? But it's like banter. It's like, but it's like also kind of serious. Buy my OnlyFans content, son. So on
OnlyFans, your majority, it's like sex tapes. Do you do any like?
Oh, I do a lot of solo. I do a lot of squirt. I feel like I used to do a lot more solo, and then recently it's just like it's so much easier to come if I'm with someone than like by myself. It's just like I have done that so many times. I've made those videos so many times, so I do prefer to work with other people. But like tomorrow I have to like film a bunch of customs.
Love that. I love a customs day though. Yeah. Custom days are fun. I have to film some customs this week and I'm really looking forward to it because a lot of the times they're like, this is really intense. But then one sweet man was like, hi, I don't know if you're comfortable with this, but you don't have to do it if you're not comfortable. Could you just do a video of you talking dirty to your armpit? I was like, oh my God, I will literally do 8 of those because you so politely asked. And that's so funny. That sounds fun. Like, what are you going to do with the video? I don't know. But sometimes the customs are like.
Sometimes I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, but on the other hand, it's like I had one guy pay me a few $1,000s to get my toes done because he was so over seeing my unpedicured toes. And then I just had to give a like foot job to a dildo with his name written on me. And I'm like, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Yeah. But then I have another custom that I have to do where he wants me to spit on my tits for 10 whole minutes. So I literally had to order this like mouth-watering mint.
I was just gonna say,
because like even my blowjob skills, it's like my blowjob skills would be a lot better if my mouth salivated more, and it just doesn't.
Yeah. No, I'm high all the time, so like I always got that dry mouth.
Yeah, I'm like I'm not that kind of high. I'm always on mushrooms, though, almost always. But yeah.
This is what you guys created. All right, we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to get right into the spicy questions. We will see you there. We are now getting into one of the best portions of the podcast, Smash or Pass questions, because I am Smashly. So I'm going to ask you some questions starting pretty mild and they're going to get gradually spicier.
Okay.
And you could choose to answer a question, but if you don't want to answer it, you have to remove an article of clothing.
Okay.
Sexy, scandalous. Okay. First question. Would you ever consider being in an open relationship or have you been in one before?
I'm like, I was trying to do a whole like, that is, I just want to get naked. Okay. Well, we love that. Maybe I'll do something different. I'll just answer and kind of get naked.
Yeah, I think
that'd be fucking sick.
That's the best of both worlds.
I'm like, as long as like they're being open and honest, like I wouldn't want them like